Hello, everyone. I'm going to try to help you find your schedule and to break down your schedule and read it because I know it can be really confusing. So, right now, I'm looking at a student's schedule. Obviously, I took that student's name off, but you may not know where to get your schedule. So, according to Dr. Kern's, schedules are now in PowerSchool and you have access to them. So, let me show you how to do that. So, you would start on the Northern Burlington homepage, mburlington.com. All right. You would go to Explore, Student and Parent Resources, and you would scroll down to PowerSchool, and that is how you're going to view your schedule. By the way, while we are here, I should point out that there's a link over here, right here, for your student email. That's really important because your email is going to be a big way teachers could communicate with you and how you can communicate with them. And it is not a Gmail. I know that there is a way for you to get into a Gmail for your school account, but that's not where your email will go. It will go through Outlook. So it's probably a good idea to open that link and bookmark it because you should be receiving something this week from your teachers. All right, so I'm going to go to PowerSchool right here. You'll see that it's the student and parent sign-in. And you will enter your username and password that you were given that you use for your Chromebooks. Now, keep in mind that your Chromebooks are really, anything Google are really the only places that you will use that full email address, and of course, obviously in your email. But the at mburlington.com will be left off of your login for here. So you will just use that first part. So it could be something like 25 Smith, and then whatever password you normally use that you did use for the Chromebooks and that you use for everything, that would work here. And you'll log in. You'll see links over here on the left, and one of them will be for your schedule. Okay, so let's look at and by the way, I would also bookmark this page because you don't want to have to keep going back to the mburlington.com page just to access PowerSchool. And you'll want to access it a lot because not only does it have your schedule, it is also where your teachers will post your grades. So it's a really important piece. Okay, so let's look at a student's schedule. So I know your schedule is going to look really weird because it actually shows you your entire year at once, which is really confusing. So let's break it down. All right. So actually, this is a new piece that's up here. So right away, this red bar is new. It's going to tell you which cohort you are in, and it's going to be something between A, B, C, D, or E. Cohort E means your parents chose all online for you. Then, even if we move to hybrid, you would still remain online. This is not forever, but it's something to talk to your parents about. If at any point your family does feel like you can return to school. So the cohorts A, B, C, and D are simply just 4 groups that your grade is broken up into. It's roughly divided by the alphabet, but there are exceptions with keeping siblings together on the same days and things like that. So you have 25% of your class in your cohort. So right up here, you can see that this particular student is in cohort D. And so that will determine when we start hybrid, which days he will actually come to school. So you don't have to worry about that right now because we're not going to school right now. Physically, we will be online for at least the next 2 weeks. So let's look at your schedule. Over here on the left, you're going to see your periods. Our periods are listed really weird. All right, let me break it down for you. When it says 1, 2, that is one period. That is your period 1. It just gets written weird in PowerSchool, and it has something to do with just the back end of it. Then all this random stuff is in here. You find 3, 4. That's your next period. So this student has 1, 2, okay? Geometry and probability, all right? And there is his teacher, and there is this classroom for when we actually do return to campus. And then this particular student would then go to his period 3, 4. All right, he would go to Math 8, Mrs. Gill. This would be the correct classroom for when we do return to campus. So you kind of get the idea. Something to be aware of is that you are looking at your entire year, which is really confusing. So you want to make sure you're looking at the term over here. Anything that does not say semester 1 or quarter 1 or your full year 2021 is not applicable right now. So when I see here semester 2 or quarter 3, This student is not going to those classes yet because we're not in semester 2 or quarter 3. So anything that says semester 2, S2, or quarters 2, 3, or 4, you can ignore completely right now. It is not something you're going to attend. You will not have that class at all until the quarter or semester switches. It's a great idea, I think, to print this schedule if you have it in the opportunity to do so, and just cross out the ones you don't need right now so that it's not confusing. If you don't have that ability without a printer, you can certainly, just jot it down somewhere so that you know which classes you have and which classes, don't leave out the ones that you don't need right now. Okay, so something else to be aware of course, your schedule is going to have everything in it right now. For instance, the student will have period 7 lunch. We're not having a lunch right now because obviously we're not in school. Even when we move to hybrid, we'll be doing half days at first, so we will have no lunch either. But it's on there for when hopefully we do move to a more regular schedule. Some students have been asking about how they find out what team they are on. And quite frankly, it's not listed in your schedule anywhere as far as I can see. And it's not even listed on my end of PowerSchool when I was looking. So the best advice I can give you is to look at your teachers, all right, and see who the majority of your teachers are, all right, and compare it with the team page on the middle school website. So here I am on teams in the middle school website. And I just went to explore. I went to teams. All right, I'm in the middle school page now, right? I'm not in the district right now. I'm in the middle school. So you can see here are the teams: Northern Stars, Dreamcatchers, and Wizards. Those are 7th grade teams. Team Discover, Team Achieve, and Team Excel. Those are 8th grade teams. So when you look at your teachers, if the majority of your teachers are, in this area, okay, these classrooms, then you are probably a Northern Star, right? If the majority of your classes are in 600s, all right, chances are you are dream catchers. Now, it's not full. It's the best way I can help you figure out what team you may be on. I wouldn't worry about your teams right now. I know that's really exciting and important for you, but let's just focus on what's happening right now. So you will get an email this week from your teachers inviting you to join each one of their Google Classrooms. Right? When you get that email, remember you're checking in Outlook, not in Google. When you get that email, you'll want to go to Classroom and follow the directions in the email and sign up for that teacher's class. And that way, you will now have a direct communication with that particular teacher. You won't need to ask me any questions necessarily about that particular class because now you can ask that teacher. Of course, you can still ask me questions, but when you have a specific question for that class, it'll be best now to ask that teacher. So further instructions will be coming, all right? So not everything you do during online learning is going to be a live lesson. You will have some of that each day, but a lot of your work will be independent, and your teachers will go through how they're going to run each individual class, and you'll get a better feel for it then. So I wouldn't worry too much right now. I know panic is kind of setting in. You haven't been given a lot of information. Don't panic, all right? It's going to be okay. We are all here to help you. Monday, when you log into Classroom and go to your 1-2 class, you will start seeing things are going to make more sense. We will work together, to make sure everything does work properly. And of course, if you need anything, you can always contact me. All right, my kiddos, that's it. I hope this helps make things a little bit clearer for now.